I've got a book haul. This doesn't happen very often because I tend to not buy books very much. So 3 of these are gifted and 2 of these I bought. I did break that book buying ban, but for a good reason, I promise. So we're going to start and end with the book that I bought, the books that I bought, and in between we'll go through the 3 that I got sent. So we have Calypso by David Sedaris. Until about 2 minutes ago, I didn't realise this was actually a non-fiction, but I digress. So what drew me to this initially was the cover. It was a judge a book by a cover kind of scenario. It's like a plank of wood, but it's kind of raised, it's textured, and I found that to be really interesting. It just caught my eye, and there's a texture to it, probably not going to show up too much on camera, but that's what drew me to that. And so it follows Sedaris himself. So when he buys a beach house on the Carolina coast, Sedaris envisions long, relaxing vacation spent playing board games and lounging in the sun with those he loves most, and life at the C-section, as he names the vacation home, is exactly as idyllic as he imagined, except for one tiny vexing realization: it's impossible to take a vacation from yourself. So that should be really interesting. It seems like a cool concept. It was a cool cover, and then I just realized it's non-fiction, so that's cool. Next up we have, don't ask me how I managed to get this. Really, I am very, very surprised that I was gifted it, because I did not give high praise to Beautiful World, Where Are You? In fact, I kind of stated it. So really, really surprised that I've gotten myself a proof copy of this. It also came with this lovely little bookmark, which was very nice. So the blurb of this one reads as follows. Aside from the fact that they are brothers, Peter and Ivan Quebec seem to have little in common. Peter is a Dublin lawyer in his 30s, successful, competent, and apparently unassailable, but in the wake of their father's death, he's medicating himself to sleep and struggling to manage his relationship with 2 very different women. His enduring first love, Sylvia, and Naomi, a college student for whom life is one long joke. Ivan is a 22-year-old competitive chess player. He has always seen himself as socially awkward, a loner, the antithesis of his glib elder brother. Now, in the early weeks of his bereavement, Ivan meets Margaret, an older woman emerging from her own turbulent past, and their lives become rapidly and intensely intertwined. For 2 grieving brothers and the people they love, this is a new interlude, a period of desire, despair, and possibility, a chance to find out how much one life might hold inside itself without breaking. Seems very interesting. Now the whole chess pieces make sense. But I'm excited to read this. I'm very grateful to the publishers for sending it to me, because me and Sally have a lovely relationship. Loved Normal People. Conversations with Friends was okay. Didn't love it. Really didn't like Beautiful World, and also really liked Mr. Salary. So we're on a 2 for 2 basis currently. Then we have What a Way to Go by Bella Mackie, and I got sent this recently as well. This was the publication day for this was the 12th of September. This was just out, but I got a proof copy, and this one is about Anthony Wistrin, who is he's wealthy beyond imagination. Fragrant wife, gaggle of photogenic children, French chateau, Coswald Manor, plethora of mistresses, penchant for cutting moral corners, tick, 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 tick. Unfortunately for him, he's also dead. Suddenly, poised to inherit his fortune, each member of the family falls under suspicion, and that's when everything comes crashing down. So, I'm guessing he was murdered? I don't know. All I'll say is it's a very interesting cover. So make of that what you will. Excited to read it nonetheless. Then we have Kitty's War by Emer Lawler. Align the agency reached out to me and wanted to send me a copy, so I'm really, really thankful to them for reaching out. I haven't read historical fiction in quite a while, so I'm excited to get into this. Kilkenny, 1939. Ireland might be neutral, but Kitty Flynn is caught in her own war. Forced to give up her child at 17, she escaped to London in search of a fresh start. However, in 1941, upon hearing of her mother's death, Kitty must return home and confront her past. But soon after learning that her brother Anthony is now gravely ill, Kitty receives a mysterious note threatening to destroy both of their lives unless she can pay their hefty price. Desperate for work, Kitty is relieved to secure a nursing job. That is, until G2, the Irish intelligence, notices her proficiency in German. G2 are determined to use Kitty's translation skills to extract information from the German internees at the Curragh military camp, even using Anthony as leverage. Before she knows it, Kitty finds herself surrounded by treachery and betrayal on all sides, and soon Kitty must decide, will she sacrifice herself to save her brother? This sounds really, really interesting, and I did German studies in university, so I'm interested to know what level of language actually has a bearing in the writing of the book. And then the final book that I have to haul today is one I bought for myself, because I would not be so lucky to get this, is The Ministry of Time by Callian Bradley. I don't know how to pronounce the author's name, I do apologise. It's a lovely hardback with the silvery spine, and it is gorgeous on the inside cover. I'm very excited to read this, and I heard about it first and foremost from Hayley Pham. She read it, I watched her vlog, and it seemed really intriguing. And then it was Waterstone's book of the month in July or August, one of the two. And so they had it like front and center, and I was like, this is a sign, I need to buy it. A boy meets a girl, the past meets the future, a finger meets a trigger, the beginning meets the end. England is forever, England must fall. In the near future, a disaffected civil servant is offered a lucrative job in a mysterious new government ministry gathering expats from across history to test the limits of time travel. Her role is to work as a bridge, living with, assisting and monitoring the expat known as 1847, Commander Graham Gore. As far as history is concerned, Commander Gore died on Sir John Franklin's doomed expedition to the Arctic, so he's a little disorientated to find himself alive and surrounded by outlandish concepts such as washing machine, Spotify, and the collapse of the British Empire. With an appetite for discovery and a 7-a-day cigarette habit, he soon adjusts, and during a long sultry summer, he and his bridge move from awkwardness to genuine friendship to something more. But as the true shape of the project that brought them together begins to emerge, Gore and Bridge are forced to confront their past choices and imagined futures. Can love triumph over the structures and histories that shape them? And how do you defy history when history is living in your house? Oh my god. It's the first time I properly read the blurb, and that sounds incredible. This is the book pick for October for my book club, so that was my justification for breaking the book ban on this one. So I'm really excited to read this. This sounds like it's going to be amazing. I am so excited. I haven't read a time travel novel, I think, ever, so I'm intrigued. And this was justified in breaking the ban because I had enough stamps built up in Vibes that I got it for free, basically, because it was only a £5, and then I had €5 worth of stamps. That's my little haul. It doesn't happen very often, but seeing as I kind of had accumulated a few books, I thought I would review them and actually read the blurbs, because I'm very lucky. I do get sent books often enough, and sometimes by the time I read them I actually don't know what they're about anymore. So it was the first time actually reading the blurb of The Ministry of Time and also Intermezzo by Sally Rooney, and I read them and I'm really excited to read them out again. So thanks for watching, and I shall see you soon.